As exhausted as I get every single time after hosting a cookout, I don't think I can ever stop this tradition. So this is everything I did 10 hours before hosting my 4th annual cookout. Today I have 8 different dishes on the menu and I am expecting all my guests to arrive at 4 o'clock. And I was planning to get the table set and dinner ready for 5 o'clock. So by 5 a.m. this morning, I was ready in the kitchen to get everything started. Before anything, I put the jollof rice on and that can be cooking on the side, and then I got onto the oxtail. Every year, I aim to introduce new dishes to my cookout menu. And one of them is my oxtail stew, and we all know how long it takes to cook oxtail. That was the next thing I put on after my jollof rice because that's going to be cooking for at least 4 hours. And another dish I had on the menu today was acheke and tilapia. After marinating the tilapia and also prepping the acheke, I went ahead to start on the stew. Honestly, I loved how excited everybody was when they heard that acheke was on the menu this year. At this point, my oxtail was 85% done, and this is just the finishing touches. Went in with my butter beans, my ketchup, and the final seasoning, cover the pot and just let that cook for another hour before I get onto my seafood boil. Now, I did seafood boil for the first time last year and it was a hit. Everybody enjoyed it so much, and when I sent the invite for the cookout this year, everyone requested for a seafood boil. At this point, I don't think I can ever host a cookout without having seafood boil on the menu. I went ahead to start cooking my corn and my potatoes and also make my seasoned butter. The seasoned butter can just be made and kept to the side, and I'll just reheat it when I need it. And then I moved on to my attempt to make dry bullfruit. Guys, usually every year when I host this cookout, I always make puff puff, and everyone loves puff puff. But this year, I wanted to try something different and make dry bullfruit for the first time. And oh my god, this was such a mistake because it failed so bad. The dough just didn't rise. I used all the right ingredients, but it just didn't rise. So it just made the whole thing feel like a dumpling. I genuinely think that my mistake was not having the water at the right temperature. I left the dough to the side to have a think about whether or not I'm gonna fry it regardless. And just before I know it, it was literally 2 o'clock. And where does the time go on a busy day like this? At this point, I was in this kitchen for about 8 hours, but it literally did not feel like 8 hours. And every time I host a cookout, I always end up being about 2 hours behind, and this year I was determined to be on time. And it's usually the plating up and the setting up that takes up a lot of my time, so I decided to actually start setting up about 2 hours before the event starts. I always have a diverse group of people on my guest list, and I knew that apart from my family, a lot of them wouldn't have known what Togolese salad is. And I've known some of these people for years, some of them even going back as far as 10 years. And I was like, it's an insult that you guys haven't tried Togolese salad, and I'm always cooking for you people. So of course I added Togolese salad on the menu, and it actually went down really well. I had about 18 people at the party, and only about 4 or 5 of them has had oxtail before. But by the end of the night, everyone was fighting over this oxtail, and they're still all blabbing about how they want the recipe soon. At 4 o'clock, we started laying everything out, and this is everything all laid out beautifully. I was so proud of this work. To think that 4 years ago I hosted a cookout to launch my business, and now it's a yearly thing that I can't stop. It's always a great time. I look forward to these every single year.